Every single day, you are surrounded by people who wear masks, lie about their intentions, and act against their own best interests. You believe you understand them, but you are actually playing a high-stakes game completely blindfolded. Robert Greene warns that our biggest mistake is assuming people are rational. In reality, we are ruled by primal, evolutionary drives. To win, you must learn to decode the hidden blueprint of human behavior. The first blueprint to master is the law of irrationality. We love to think we make logical decisions, but our minds are constantly hijacked by emotion. When fear, anger, or ego spikes, our rational brain completely shuts down. To master this, you must learn to observe your feelings from a distance. Do not react immediately. Instead, analyze the source of your emotional reaction before choosing your next strategic move. Let's visualize this with a Venn diagram. On one side, we have raw, primitive emotion, the impulse to react instantly. On the other side, we have cold, logical reason, the ability to analyze objectively. True rationality lies not in suppressing your emotion, but in the intersection where they meet. This is active awareness, where you use logic to channel your emotional energy toward productive, long-term goals. Next is the law of narcissism. We are all self-absorbed, but we exist on a spectrum. Deep narcissists view others merely as extensions of themselves, while healthy narcissists use their self-awareness to build deep empathy. To navigate this successfully, shift your focus completely outward. Stop trying to impress people, and start observing them. The moment you master active listening, you unlock their deepest motivation. Under the law of role-playing, people constantly present a polished mask to the world. They show confidence when they are terrified, and friendliness when they are hostile. To see past the mask, you must decode their non-verbal cues. Watch for micro-expressions, sudden shifts in posture, and slips of the tongue. The truth is never in what they say, but in how they say it. The law of compulsive behavior states that our character is our destiny. People are bound to repeat their worst patterns under pressure. When hiring, dating, or partnering, look closely at their track record, not their promises. If they betrayed someone in the past, they will betray you. If they panicked under stress before, they will panic again. Character is a loop of repeated actions. This repetitive loop operates as a continuous cycle. It begins with an external trigger, which activates a deep-seated childhood insecurity. This insecurity drives an impulsive reaction, which temporarily relieves the anxiety but ultimately creates a negative consequence. This consequence reinforces the original insecurity, locking the person into a toxic, repeating cycle of self-sabotage that they rarely recognize. According to the law of covetousness, we naturally desire what we cannot have. The moment something becomes too accessible, it loses its value. To build influence, you must master the art of absence and mystery. Do not make yourself constantly available. Create a sense of scarcity around your time and attention, forcing others to respect your presence and actively pursue your validation. The law of short-sightedness explains why we constantly fail to see the bigger picture. We are hardwired to react to immediate threats and short-term gains, ignoring the long-term consequences of our actions. Leaders who win play the long game. They ignore the daily noise, elevate their perspective, and make decisions based on where they want to be 5 years from now, not tomorrow. We can map this dynamic on a metric curve. The vertical axis represents strategic focus, while the horizontal axis represents time. Most people operate on the far left, reacting instantly to short-term crises with zero foresight. As you deliberately push your focus further down the timeline, your strategic advantage spikes exponentially, allowing you to anticipate moves your competitors cannot even see yet. Under the law of defensiveness, every person you meet is highly protective of their own independence and ego. If you try to force them to change, they will resist. Instead, lower their guard by validating their self-opinion. Make them feel smart, creative, and in control. Once their defenses are down, you can subtly guide their behavior without ever triggering their resistance. The law of self-sabotage reveals that our attitude determines our reality. A hostile, defensive mindset will actively project hostility, causing others to react negatively and confirming your worst fears. Conversely, a constructive, open attitude attracts opportunities and allies. You do not see the world as it is, you see the world as you are. Change your frame. Change your outcome. Next is the law of repression. We all have a dark side, the shadow, filled with desires, insecurities, and impulses we hide from society. When people try too hard to project a pure, perfect image, their shadow will inevitably leak out in sudden bursts of anger, passive aggression, or hypocrisy. Learn to spot these leaks to understand what they are truly hiding. Let's look at the hierarchy of the human psyche. At the very surface is the persona, the mask we show the world. Beneath that lies our conscious ego, which manages our daily decisions. Deep at the base lies the shadow, the raw, repressed impulses we deny. True self-mastery requires integrating this shadow, acknowledging your dark impulses so you can consciously control them. To truly decode human behavior and claim your power, you must transition from a passive victim of social games to an active master of human nature. The next step in your training is to master the art of emotional control. To do this immediately, study our next blueprint on building an unshakable mind, which will teach you how to neutralize toxic people before they ever get inside your head.